What's up, guys? Pyromaniac 720 here, and I have for you round 5 from Swiss of Springfield Premier Challenge. So both me and my opponent are 2-2 at this point. Winner has a pretty good chance, I think, at top cut. So I know I need to win this match. It's always scary when it comes down to that final win. So my opponent's name is Chris Alexander. Never heard of him before. I don't know if he's on the forums or not. He didn't really talk. He just had his headphones in the whole time. But he leads Azumarill and Kangaskhan, and I'm pretty concerned about him getting up a belly drum. So I just go for the fake out onto Azumarill, so that way next turn I can double target it with like Giga Drain and Scald or something. But because I'm not, I know I have the faster fake out, like that's given. So I just assume I fake him out, and I assume he's probably gonna go for the fake out onto my Ludicolo, which he does. So luckily, we both flinch. Or I guess I don't flinch, but his Azumarill flinches, and then I also Scald Kangaskhan. He's clearly got a pretty bulky Kangaskhan. I pick up the Scald Burn, which of course is really nice, and he has no clue that I'm Scarfed because we both used Fake Out. Anyway, so he switches out Azumarill for Salamence. Gets off his double Intimidate, which doesn't really matter. I go for the Giga Drain on that spot, expecting it to be Azumarill, which does pretty much nothing. And then I go in for the Scald on Kangaskhan, and thank God he was burned and lost HP from burn. Otherwise, the Scald probably wouldn't have KO'd unless it critted. So I pick up the KO on Kangaskhan, which is nice. So he sends out Azumarill again. So Salamence comes in, as you can see, it's Scarfed, goes in for the Draco onto Ludicolo. Does a pretty good chunk of damage, but not enough. I go for the Ice Beam onto Salamence, expecting that the Azumarill was going to protect, and he ended up not protecting. And then I go in for the Scald onto Azumarill, which does a pretty good chunk of damage, actually. And then Azumarill goes for the Play Rough onto Politoed, which does 120 damage, pretty 3/4 basically. So now Rotom comes out. I'm feeling really good about this match. I have a 4-on-2 again. Rotom protects itself. I was just going to go in for this. I do end up going for the Scald on it with Politoed. Azumarill goes for the Aqua Jet onto Ludicolo, which surprisingly doesn't KO it. I know it 4 times resists it, and I know that, but also the Rain's up and it's a physical attack. So I kind of thought that I didn't think that was going to happen. So I end up KOing with Giga Drain, which is good to know. In case, I guess I wouldn't play him a top cut, but it was interesting to know, I guess. I didn't think I was going to pick up the KO with Giga Drain. So at this point, obviously both my Pokemon are faster. He does, however, reveal that he has a Pasho Berry, which I was like, what? I don't think I've ever actually seen a Pasho Berry on a Rotom before. That was definitely interesting. But it doesn't matter because I'm double targeting with Scald, so it did not matter in the least bit. So I end up picking up the KO on the Rotom, and I end up going back-to-back 4-0s with just Politoed and Ludicolo. So at this point of the tournament, I look at the thing and I squeak in at 7th place, and so I end up playing Blitz and Burst in Top Cut. So stay tuned for that.